Hey, good morning. So you want to know how to lose weight over the weekend? You want to pay attention, and if you're not worried about losing weight over the weekend, if you're in a good spot with your weight, this message isn't for you. Welcome to another episode of the Daily Dose. Mark Avens here, your bulletproof Christian fitness mentor. It is Friday, TGIF. One of the things that I love about Fridays is celebrating the wins. You see, inside my inner circle in my coaching program, today's the day we have our Friday wins. We celebrate our wins, and the wins come from hard work. It comes from setting a game plan during the week, setting up some goals, checking in midweek, and then actually taking action on the things you need to do to be successful, getting the workouts in, making sure they're on track of their meal plans, all those good things, right? Keeping the stress levels down, getting plenty of sleep. And hopefully you have a plan. If not, you can reach out to me and find out more about my inner circle and more about my coaching program. You can just send me a private message with the phrase or just the word bulletproof. You can do that and we can talk about it. But let's talk about wins and how to win the weekend, how to lose weight over the weekend, because that's typically the struggle, right? It's not during the week, right? I know, and you know, it's much easier to be on track on Monday. You're feeling fresh, you're feeling good, diets start great on Monday, and then over the week, the struggle happens, life gets in the way, you get busy, work, so forth, kids, all those things. And maybe it was because you didn't have any plan, maybe you didn't have any structure, maybe you didn't have any kind of accountability or support, and that's probably why you didn't really do so well during the week. But let's talk about the weekends, because the weekend is here. And listen, if you're here, hey, good morning to you, Beth. Good morning, good morning. And if you come on here, let me know that you're coming on live. If you catch the replay, just hit down in the below that I know you came in on a replay, so I can come back if you have any questions. But let's make this this Friday about winning. And as you go into the weekend, it's usually the biggest struggle for people is, Mark, how do you lose weight on the weekend? That's when I fall off track. It's when I tend to go overboard. I have my indulgence meals and I get off course, right? I get off course. Well, you can win your weekends. And the problem usually occurs was you feel like this is typically what happens, what I see happen to people is maybe you've done well. Maybe you had a plan. Maybe you had actually some structure, maybe some accountability. Maybe you had good workouts and you did really, really well. And then you go into the weekend like, well, I deserve it. I've done well. I deserve that extra glass of wine. I deserve that cheat meal. And then that cheat meal becomes a cheat weekend, and then you get thrown off course, and then and then you get on the scale on Monday, and it's the same vicious cycle over and over and over and over again. You're getting stuck because you've been trying to lose the same 10, 20, 30 pounds, and you do really well during the week. And maybe you even have a little bit of success. You get on the scale on Friday, and it's like, oh, yeah, I lost 3 pounds or 2 pounds or 5 pounds or what have you. And then it's like, oh, that's an excuse just to fall off track. So I want to just share with you, as I'm sitting here, I'll just share with you here, sitting here in the pool, thinking about Friday and getting ready to go check in on my students and their wins and celebrating them. And they had structure and a plan, but even more so, I just can't stress this enough. Going into your weekend, do you want to lose weight in the weekend? Well, if you had success doing what you did during the week and you had a plan and structure, do the same thing. You see, the problem is we tend to think of it as there's the week and the weekend. There's the week, Monday through Friday, and then the weekend. And I tell my students all the time, hey, listen, the program you're on is not a Monday through Friday kind of deal. It's a Monday through Sunday. You're on the program 7 days a week. And that's the truth, right? You have to eat. Well, you don't have to, but you typically will eat 7 days a week. You have the opportunity to be good to yourself and take care of yourself 7 days a week, not just 5 days a week. It's not, Friday comes and you're like, I'll do the diet again on Monday. And then I'll just, it's time to go out with the girls and hang out and enjoy and celebrate and have that extra, maybe, crack open that bottle. I worked hard. I deserve it. And maybe that's the truth. But ask yourself this, if you've been struggling with your weight, it could be the weekend where you're missing out. So why do I say how to lose weight in the weekends? You truly can lose weight in the weekends if you have the right plan in place, if you understand how much food and what kinds of food that you need to eat based on the goals that you're trying to achieve. Now, of course, your goals are going to be different than somebody else's goals, and you may need different amounts of food in your diet. You may have a weird schedule, right? And in order to get that under control and to figure it out and to dial it in is to get that understood. And a lot of times people just don't know. Well, the first question I always tell people when they're struggling to lose weight, are you actually taking time to track what you're eating? And I'm not saying every single calorie, but maybe you need to for a week or two to track every single calorie. And I'm not just talking about on the weekdays on Monday through Friday. It's the weekend. You know, I always think and say it's the weekends become our weekends because we get weak. In the weekends, we get tempting. I was sharing this with somebody the other day, and I heard this, I think it was from a pastor, is the problem with tempting and getting tempted on the weekend, it's tempting. Temptations over the weekend, snacks, desserts, lounging, laziness, you know, celebrating, feeling like it's time to unwind and kick back. It's like, that's tempting, right? But if you keep struggling with your weight, if you keep going around where you have good 2 to 3 pounds of weight loss during the week, and then you get off track on the weekend, and then guess what? Then the scale says you're back to square one on Monday. That's a vicious cycle. And I know a lot of people have struggled with that. Sometimes 10, 20, even 30 plus years, they struggled, and then they go on some sort of a quick fix, some diet. So what should you do for the weekend? I want to give you some practical steps right now, what you can do going into your weekend. So think of this. Think of if you have today, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and maybe if you're if you eat 3 meals a day. So say I'm going to switch hands, you eat 3 meals a day. I want you to put down a plan of what you're planning to eat. If you're going to have a night out, you know, make the efforts to do a little bit of planning here. The birds, so beautiful out here. Lots of different birds. And actually got to see some macaws the other day. It was really beautiful. Macaws, they mate for life, I believe. And they fly like in sync with each other. It's such a beautiful sight. Saw that the other day. We were driving out just outside of town here. I don't see too many macaws here in town, but they were really, really beautiful. Anyway, side note. So going through the weekend is to make a plan, literally like write down what you're eating. If you actually just started to take a look at what you're eating, chances are you realize, ooh, you know what? I know exactly what I'm doing wrong. In fact, probably is, you know. You just don't want to accept it. You just don't want to realize that the only way you're going to make changes is to actually acknowledge where you're struggling, and the weekends can be the struggle. So how to lose weight in the weekend? Simple. It comes down to calorie deficit. At the end of the day, it's calorie deficit. If you are exercising, if you're active, if you are not active, you need to figure out how your calories are burning, how much working out you're doing, and what kind of calorie burn is that. If you have no idea, you can reach out to me and we can talk about that, and I can tell you based on your activity level what you'll need, because you'll be able to burn something off. The problem is most people think that they work out hard during the week, and that means, I'm just going to have a little extra food, or maybe an extra couple of drinks, or extra couple of snacks, or some dessert. And you end up sabotaging yourself on the weekends because you're taking in more than your body is actually working off. And I'm not just talking about workouts, because workouts does really a small amount, right? At the end of the day, your workouts can help, but that's not the key to losing weight. The key to losing weight is getting in tune with your body's needs, caloric-wise. What do you need calorie-wise? And anyway, so as you go into the weekend, and I'm going to get off here so I can go check out and celebrate the wins. And here's the thing, if you celebrate wins, celebrate them without the need for maybe taking that indulgence meal, that extra, it's like, you know what, I did really, really well this week. I'm feeling great. I've lost a few pounds. I'm gonna treat myself, right? You should treat yourself, but maybe if your weight keeps going up and down and up and down, that you can maybe treat yourself differently. If maybe you set a goal for 10 pounds, your first 10 pounds, and you actually can, celebrate that by maybe going and buying a new outfit for yourself. Maybe make that the treat rather than food being the reward. The problem with a lot of times people use food as a reward, and that can get into trouble, especially on the weekend, especially where most people tend to struggle. So anyway, hey, if you're here, let me know, even if you caught the replay, so that I know you watched. I do appreciate you, and I'm going to be down to the beach later today. There's an event going there I'm excited about, and I'll be back. I'm heading back into the States on Monday. I'm excited. Hey, listen, also kind of 2 things real quick on the end. If you haven't heard yet, if you haven't been, maybe you are a part of our Bulletproof Fit Christians Over 40. I have a Facebook group that's more fitness. There's more help on nutrition and fitness, and that's actually in a private group, but it's a free group. So if you want access to that, just hit me up with a message. You can just say Bulletproof Group. Just send that to me. And then the other thing is we're doing a really awesome case study right now. I don't know if you saw that, but you can ask about the case study. It's pretty awesome. I'm looking for 20 women and 20 women who want to lose 20 pounds. They have to be over 40. So if you're over 40 and you need 20 pounds, at least 20 pounds, but you want to kick off the first 20 pounds and do it the right way. Like, okay, there's 1,000,000,001 ways. Why should I work with you? Because I want to teach you how to lose the weight and keep it off. keep it off forever. If you want to lose weight and not keep it off, go ahead and do one of those diets. That's cool. But if you're actually wanting to learn how to take the weight off and keep it off forever, I got a case study right now. It is for women over 40 who want to lose at least 20 pounds of fat in the next 12 weeks. So you can reach out and send me a message, case study as well. Anyway, take care. Hope you have an amazing Friday, and I hope you win your weekend. I hope you're able to lose some weight in the weekend and get your body back to the place that I know you deserve. Take care. God bless.